Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. Thank y'all for joining us this morning. Hey, we have got Janome in the house today, and we got Ann Hine going to be here. But first, I got to say good morning to Roger. So, Roger, how you doing this morning? Oh, where's Roger?
Oh, hold on.
There he is.
Good morning, everybody. Sorry about that.
Okay. So we've got a great show lined up today. Got some great specials on some machines. So we're super excited to have Ann on today. And I know that we've got a lot working in the shows ahead, too. So got a lot of things going on, don't we?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. March is going to be awesome.
Yeah, we just got to get some help. We got to get everybody out there to like, our Facebook page, go subscribe to the YouTube. Spread it around, share the links with your friends that are in the sewing industry and let's build this channel so we can start giving more stuff away, Roger.
Yes. And we're working on a lot of stuff. I think Blaine's got some stuff in the works for you guys. So
yeah. And I've also got some new swag that next week's show, hopefully I'll have it ready and we'll show that and give some of the new swag away.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I think everybody's going to like it. So got that, just got it in, but I haven't had a chance to embroidery it yet. So
okay.
Trying to come up with some cool stuff. So y'all just have to make sure. What's that?
Let us know in the comments what you'd like, what kind of designs you'd like to see on the swag.
Yeah. And we got a brand new product that we're going to launch, but I'm going to wait until embroidery month. Our hoop and stitch event, we're going to announce a new product that we're going to have, and we'll launch it on that show as well. One of those Wednesdays. We'll probably talk about it every Wednesday, but we're going to have that. And we're also going to have the new SWF 7 needle highlighted on the show. That's, we had the prototype for a while out now, but now the productions are coming. And it's proven itself, and so we're going to have those, and we're waiting on it. It should be in any day.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So a lot of things going on, Roger, fast.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, hey, before we get the show started this morning, Roger, I want to say some shout-outs out there. Hey, we have got Tammy Thacker. Man, that's a name I haven't seen in a while, so good morning, Tammy. Tammy's watching this morning. Virginia folks up in Wisconsin. I remember Virginia. Good morning, Virginia. And Jenny Drake. That's another name I recognize. Good morning, Jenny. Cindy King, my buddy out in Texas. Good morning, Cindy. Paula Becker. That's another name I haven't seen in a while and remember that name. So, hey, good morning, Paula. We have Jane Jarvis. She's up in Pennsylvania this morning. And we have Angela Dixon down in Louisiana. So my old stomping grounds. I think Angela's in Nacogdoches, but I lived in New Orleans and Baton Rouge for a while. So anyway, good morning, everybody. Thank y'all for joining in. So let me tell you a little bit about what's going on. So next week we have Mighty Hoops going to be on the show. Y'all don't want to miss that. We have the factory Mighty Hoops are going to be here, and we're going to have some great specials on some bundles and things, so you don't want to miss that. And then starting March, got to talk a little bit about March, Roger, because I tell you, we got a lot going on. So we've kind of deemed the whole month of March is going to be embroidery month for us. So we're going to do our regular Wednesday shows, but they're going to start at 10 a.m. like they normally do, but they're probably going to last a couple hours. And on those shows, what we're doing, basically, we're going to have a machine demo, and then we're going to have a little break with an educational session, and then we'll have another machine demo. So we're going to have specials on all the machines, and then you'll get to see some education for our tips and techniques. We have Ringwell Coxon going to be on teaching. We got Joanne Banco is going to be a teacher coming on. Trevor Conquergood is going to be on. Talking about software and stabilizer. And then we have Dawn Chase going to be on doing some educational things. And then we've got some great embroidery machines we're going to have highlighted every day that we're going to do. So we hope that y'all will tune in, spread the word to all your friends that are in the sewing business and let them know about the show. And if y'all haven't signed up for our newsletter yet, go to our website, which is siistore.com. And down at the very bottom, it has a place you just put your email in, hit submit. And that way you'll be, when Roger sends emails out, you'll be in the know of everything we got going on. We'd sure appreciate it if y'all would. And again, you can tell your friends to do that, sign up for the email as well. So we are trying to, again, build this channel and trying to build SII Store, and we need your help. So anyway, got to tell you a little bit about today's show. We're going to talk all about the Skyline Series from Janome, and we have Ann Hine. Now, Ann, she's a national educator for Janome. Now, Ann started out like a lot of people did in home ec. She learned how to sew there. She got hooked, and Ann has been, for the last 16 years, has been a national educator for Janome, and she specializes in a multitude of things in the sewing field. So y'all, welcome to the show, Ann Hine.
Hi.
How are you?
Blaine. I'm doing great here in foggy Delaware.
Oh, no. Good to see you. It's been a while since we've worked together, but good to see you again. And thank you for joining our show today.
Well, thanks for asking me. I'm happy to be here. I love talking Janome, so that's
I
my
know.
jam.
Well, me too. I think I used to talk about Janome a lot to people. And, back in the day, a lot of the companies went to making their chassis. What I say the chassis is the internal framework of machines. They started going to plastics because it was so much cheaper to produce. Janome has always had aluminum chassis, and that's why these machines just last forever. I mean, there's nothing going to shake apart. They're just rock solid, and I just really have always been a big fan of the Janome machines.
Well, I guess I have too. Yeah.
I think you have. At least for the last 16 years, right?
That's true. Once I switched over, I loved it. And I do like the point you're making about the metal inside. There are times, at events, dealers will have that metal part out so you can see what it is inside. And our machines open up, you can see the metal part on the inside, which is very important for a lot of reasons on there.
Well, Janome there for a long time, when you became a dealer at Janome, part of your package that your initial, opening order, you ordered one of those chassis that you could put on display. And so if you go to a lot of retail stores, you'd always see that on display. And it was just a good talking point that you could show customers the internal workings of how, great these machines are. And because, like I said, again, a lot there for a while, early 2000s, there was a lot of companies went to plastic framework, and it was just no comparison. And so that's why I've always said you could throw a Janome probably off the top of the building, and it might break some plastic on the outside, but it'll probably still run. Maybe we ought to test that.
I don't know.
That might be a good show. We'll throw it off the building and see if we can make it so.
Well, you can certainly do that.
All right, well, Ann, we're going to let you get going. So I know we're going to demo 2 machines today, but we actually have 4 today that we're going to have on special, and we're going to talk about those when you get finished up.
Okay, great. All right, so I am talking today about the Skyline series and 2 of the machines in our series, the Skyline 3 and the Skyline 7. So I first want to talk about, I'm going to put my camera on for my machines in just a moment, and I want to talk about the things that are common between the 2 machines. And these are probably common in the whole series, so it's easy to talk about these machines. So I'm going to have Roger put my camera on the machines that are behind me, and I can talk from there and show you some things. All right. So I want to start right here with some of the accessories. These are the anniversary edition machines, and they come with a little extra thing, both the S7 and our S3. They come with this little package of scissors, clips, a box of blue bobbins, which I love those blue ones, though red is my color, but I still love the blue. And then it has a cleaning cloth in here, and it comes with one extra thing that I have on top of the machine. I'm going to take it off. This cute little pin cushion that fits on the top of your machine, and it comes with some pins. So that's in the anniversary edition machines. Both the S3 and the S7 have that. And then if you look towards the back here, these are the common accessories that come with both machines. And a lot of our machines come with these things: the seam ripper, the screwdriver, a pack of needles, different sizes of thread caps, small, medium, and large, extra spool pin, and then you also have a cleaning brush on there. So those are kind of common. I have the extension table set up over here. Both our machines come with this extra wide extension table. And behind there, it's kind of hard to see, there's a little gray part like right there. That's the soft cover that comes with both of the machines. So you get a lot of nice extras. Besides the accessories they always pack in there, there are some extra things that are included. I'm going to bring it over here and get a look at our S3. And I'll just move my camera a little closer like that. So the S3 is a 7mm machine. That means it has 15 needle positions. You can move your needle to the right or left. And so if you need to get that perfect 1/4 inch, you can do that. Comes with a storage unit here and a little drawer that comes out. And in here are the feet that come with it. There's the A foot that's on the machine. You have our F foot for using with your decorative stitches, a 1/4 inch foot, an over edge foot, and a blind hem foot, plus the zipper foot, which I left out down here. There's a little zipper foot, and of course, a buttonhole foot. There we go. Now the machine does have a one-step pull down threader. And I'm going to tell you a little something about the threaders that people forget is when you go to use your threader, you really should use your needle down, needle up button. So you get your needle in the right position and then thread all the way through to the catch above your needle and put it all the way to the left up over what I call lucky 7 right here. And then put your thread to the side, pull down your threader, and you'll be threaded. Oh, and lower your foot. I forgot that part. Lower your foot on there. You can't really thread it with the foot up because it'll catch on it. And then across the front here, my favorite button, my second favorite, the speed button. So both our machines have this speed button, and you can set it in the middle, very slow, in the middle, or very fast. And then your foot control will be governed by where you put this. You can also set it somewhere and anywhere you like and use your start-stop button down here. And then coming up from there, we do have a reverse, a locking stitch, your needle up, needle down, and everyone's favorite button right here, the scissor button, which will cut your top and bobbin thread when you finish sewing. And remember, when you use a thread cutter, after it cuts your thread and it comes back up, what you want to do is move your fabric to the left and then take that thread and put it in the side of the machine. It'll keep that next stitch you're doing nice and neat and tidy on the back. Over here on the screen, we have some direct select stitches here. There's 120 stitches in this machine, and they show them up here on the lid. This is something Janome has on a lot of their machines. I love it. I can always see what stitches are up there. And they're found by going to the different modes, or if you need some quick select, they're down here. Your decoratives are in mode 2, so I would just touch my mode button and come down here into my decorative stitches, and then I could just enter the different numbers that I want to use. So let's say I want to put a little heart. I can use 64, and there's a little heart. Very easy to do. I also have the option to change my needle position or width of my stitch and the length of my stitch over here. There's a plus and minus on that part. You have your twin needle guard. So when you turn on the twin needle, it only allows you to use those stitches that will not hit your foot when you're sewing with a twin needle. If you're using you can use a few of the decorative stitches that don't swing too wide left or right. And you have mirror image. If you want to do a combination, it's very easy. After you put your stitch up there, you touch the M for memory, and then it kind of moves off to the side. And then you can pick another stitch. So I'm going to go and pick the star, which is 66, and then memory. And then I could pick another stitch if I wanted, or if I want to see it from the beginning, I would touch this little arrow and I could see my stitches from the beginning on there. And as I stitch them, they will show up here. I've got it at the beginning of my stitch. And when you're done, you can clear it by touching the clear button down here and move on from that. Now, if we go into mode 3, we're going to get into our alphabets. There's 2 alphabets, or 3 alphabets actually. And then 4 is an alphabet and 5 is an alphabet. And then it brings you right back to your stitch. On the screen up here, it shows you the stitch you're using, number, and the foot you should use. So it's very helpful on that part of it. I have the scissor button turned on here, so it'll automatically cut at the end of my stitching. I can turn that off right here and then use it from the button if I prefer. Sometimes when I'm sewing decorative stitches, I like to have it on, so when I get to the end and I can program it in, it'll actually cut and lock out the stitches for me, so that makes it very easy. Anytime I want to get to these stitches, I can get to the ones down here. This machine is 20 pounds, so it's great for if you need to travel with it, take it to a retreat, go over to your friend's house to sew. It has the Janome stitch plate with all the lines on there. And I'm going to hold up the one for the S7 so you can see. I don't know if you're familiar with all these lines. I'm trying to get this in the right position. Can you see those lines on there? In the manual, it tells you all about those lines. There's some that are along here that will show you where to start before the needle, where to finish behind the needle, when you're leaving a seam allowance, some angles over here on the side. And then this little section, when you do your bobbin here, you put your thread up over here and cut it. It holds your thread for your first stitch. And then you don't have to worry about it. And also Janome puts right on here, it's hard to see, there's some directions on which way the bobbin goes. That's a common thing. People put it in the wrong way and then it won't pick up that stitch. I don't know if I told you this. This sews at 860 stitches per minute. And I did mention that it has the 7 millimeter wide. And that means that spot right here, if I can hold this up, the space that's in here is 7 millimeter. That's the widest your stitch can go. You'll see when we move over to the S7, that is a 9 millimeter machine. So it just depends on that part of it. All right, and if you hold your questions on the machine, I can answer them at the end. Up on the top here, you have your tension adjustment. And yes, you can change the tension on your machine. It has a little mark that's green up here that's auto. That's this part you should come back to. But of course, you can make it less tension or more tension if you need it. Sometimes you do. And then over here, this is your presser foot pressure. So if this is pushing too hard down on your fabric, it's going to cause wrinkles. So you can lessen that pressure right up at the top. There's a bobbin winder up on top as well. And then if you want to lower your feed dogs, over here on the side, there's a lever. You just pull it forward and it lowers your feed dogs. And then when you push it back, it'll put them up when you take your first stitch. Now this machine doesn't have the pop-off plate. It does have a screw plate here, but they give you a nice screwdriver to do that. And the other thing, both machines can do this. So you can see in there and see the metal parts. Sometimes when you're threading, people like to see that they're getting it in the take-up, and then they can see down in this area if they like. There we go. All right, I think that's everything I wanted to say on our Skyline 3. And then I'm going to come over here, a few more things. Oh, one last thing I forgot because it's sitting over here. This is your foot control for that one. So you can sew with a foot control, or you can unplug it and sew with your start-stop button. All right, so this is our S7, and I'm going to turn my camera down so we can see the accessories that come with it. They're right here. And let me see if I can, nope, I can't really move that. All right, here we go. So I have the A foot on the machine. It has 2 of those F feet. One has a wide opening here and one has the bar. This is a rolled hem foot, your zipper foot, a blind hem, over edge, and of course, our 1/4 inch foot. And I'm going to bring this a little closer. I don't know if you can see. Janome put some lines on the feet now. So there's a little line that's in front of the needle. That's a 1/4 inch in front of your needle, and there's a line for a 1/4 inch behind. If you're turning a corner, those are handy to have. And it has a wider opening here, so you can set your needle in any position that you need. This is that 9mm machine. That means 91 needle positions. It moves by 0.1. So that's an excellent thing. I love this foot myself. All right, and then we have the buttonhole foot. It's a little larger than our one on our S3, and it comes with a stabilizer plate. This little one here is for sewing a button on. I don't know if anybody's ever done that. I don't like to do a lot of hand sewing, so I will use this a lot when I'm putting buttons in things. Very easy to use. The quilting guide bar. This is the hump jumper, or you can use it for, if you're coming up on a thick seam, maybe you're coming up with denim to the seam, you can set this under your foot to raise your foot up so you keep the same pressure as you go over that thick seam. And then we have a couple selections for our free motion. We have the standard, this is a darning foot actually. It's a hopping foot, but a lot of us started out with this for free motion. And then this machine has snap-on feet for free motion. And these are very easy. These are my favorite feet to use. Once we went to these, I really, really like these feet. And there's 3 of them. There's an open, a closed, and an echo quilting one. And I'll show you where we set that in the machine once we get to that part. Right here, this is our AccuFeed Flex foot. It's an even feed foot, and that means it will move your top fabric along with the bottom at the same time. It has its own feed dogs up here, and it actually works with those feed dogs. It comes down, and as the feed dogs are moving, these top feed dogs move as well. These bottom parts here come off, so there's other ones available, and it's also available in a narrow version too. So once you put this on your screen, there's this tab that you can touch to engage it. And then on the side of your machine, on this side, there is a dial that you can turn to adjust the rate of speed of the feed on this one, so that you get those layers moving perfectly together. When you're sewing 2 seams and 2 fabrics and you get to the end, and one is like a 1/4 inch shorter than the other, this will alleviate that. And you can sew, maybe a cotton and a minky at the same time and adjust working with that, because that's always a difficult thing. Now we're going to look at the machine itself up here. Comes with the nice wide foot control, and then also has a knee lift here. All right, and this is for lifting your foot. I grew up using a machine where the knee lift wasn't a knee lift, it was a knee, I don't know, like that made the machine go actually. So at the beginning, when I was switching over to this, I was a little confused. With your knee lifter, you can also use it with a function called variable zigzag. So variable zigzag lets you sort of thread paint. So you can adjust the width of your zigzag stitch while you're using the knee lift in the variable position. So here's another one here. This is quite fun. If you're doing any art quilts and thread painting, this is a great way to fill in areas, even to layer colors on top of each other to give your artwork more definition. All right, under here, now both of these machines have the same amount of space under here and the height. Our S7 has lights under here and lights on either side of the foot. Comes with 2 stitch plates. And I held this one up before, but I'm going to bring it closer. This is called a straight stitch plate. And I'm going to put my finger here if we can see it. There we go. See, there's 3 holes there. When you put this plate on, it lets the machine know that you can only use straight stitches. It's only going to allow those straight stitches. And you can use a straight stitch in left, middle, or right position. And the right and left are oval because there are some stitches that you can still, even though they're straight stitches and they're in left or right position, you have the option of moving that stitch a little bit to the left or right. And the machine won't let you go too far. It is set to handle that kind of thing. So this comes with it. And you notice there's no screws on this one. It has the little bullseye. This has a pop-off stitch plate right under here, under your table. There's a little lever. Let me move my foot control so I don't drop it. Right here's a lever. You push it down. It'll remove that plate, pop it up for you. You can slide it out, slide it back in, push it down, and it's back on there. And of course, on the screen, it says, please make sure the proper presser foot is attached. Janome always puts some nice messages on their machines as reminders. Many times we don't even look and we just do this. But in the beginning, take a look at some of those. They'll help you along the way. Again, this one has the side cover that opens like our S3. There's an added feature on this machine, a little tab right here. This is your presser foot lifter. So you can use the button to bring it up and down. You can use it from the back once you engage it. You can use it from the back. And both machines have that extra high lift. So there's more space under here to put that thick project on there. The scissor button, of course, you know, when there's a machine that doesn't have a scissor button, my hand is always going up there, like looking for it. And then over here, we have our speed control and a screen with lots and lots of information on it. The top is the same for both machines. And then I'll bring it up a little bit so we can see. Here are all the stitches that are in here. There's 350 stitches, including six alphabets. And many of the stitches can be mirror imaged. There's also something that comes with this machine here called Stitch Composer, where you can create your own stitches. And then I'm going to show you that some stitches I made with that, so you can see that a little bit later. But if you don't find the stitch you like, you can create it with your Stitch Composer, which is kind of fun on that part of it. Oops, excuse me on that. So let's take a look at the screen of the machine here. When you turn it on, all of our machines always turn on to utility stitches, so you're always ready to go. And you have these ones you can select with your finger, or it does come with the stylus, so you can use your stylus to select them. You can also, I have it turned on from the set mode. I went in here to the wrench and turned on favorite stitch right down here. Many of the stitches will have this when you open the adjust window. This means if I make a change, maybe I like this stitch length to be up here at maybe 3.0 every time for my straight stitch, I can touch favorite stitch. I can touch the folder. It highlights there. So now whenever I come to that stitch, if I go to stitch 2, go back to stitch 1, I know those are my settings. Okay. I can easily make a change to that. I can go back to the default one if I want, or even cancel it by touching the trash can and it'll put it back. The other thing that down here is the DFT. This is default. So if I change the needle position or my thread tension is here, even my presser foot pressure, if I made a change there and I just like, oh, you know what, none of those are working, all I have to do is touch DFT and it puts it right back into the factory settings. So even though you're making those changes, you can easily get back to where you need to go. As you go across here, you're going to come to our decorative stitches right in here. And then as you page through those, there's 2 pages. You'll see right here the created stitches. And I'm going to open those up right now because I loaded up some decorative stitches in there. And I'm going to show you, these are 9mm wide. So these are some that are built in here. So you can see how wide and beautiful those are. And then you can create some with your Stitch Composer. So I have this one here, I call it my PT zip. So you can, it's a little design I made and I kind of stitch it on a curve and try to get it to come together. Here's another look at it. There. This is the one that's on the screen. This is my X's and O's. And I want to show you on the back side, see how neat that is in the beginning, and this is just where it's cut at the end. That's because that top thread, before I started, I had it under the foot and up in the thread holder on the side of the machine. So it keeps that thread nice and taut. I've also done this. I'm going to show this side. I made this little stitch like this, and it's actually a fringe stitch. I love fringe, so I think that's kind of fun. And then I just used it in a combination with another stitch, and instead of putting the fringe up, I squished it so it would kind of go all over. So you kind of have a different feel for that. So you can really be creative. You can make that stitch that's your favorite. I do have one here that's my name. If you wanted to, I kind of drew it in there, so I don't have to use the lettering that's built in. I have kind of my own signature that I can put on things. I love these extras that Janome packs in with our machines. That stitch composer is in your manual, and it's a little QR code that you would scan, and it would take you to the stitch composer software. And also both machines have a QR code for videos on how to use the machine. Along with the great instruction book, you also have videos that you can go to and take a look at those. As we go across here, we're going to come to this part here. This is the tapering stitches. And when you use your tapering stitch function, you can do things like this. Let me bring it up close. You can make the beginning and end of your stitch kind of taper in like this one here. And I have a better picture I did in black. So here's the same, excuse me for that. Here's the stitch where I had it end in the middle, and here I made it go to the edge. So you can pick any of the stitches in here. There's a little paper up here that shows you all the stitches. You can page through, and then if you like maybe that one, you can choose it. Maybe you want to go back a page and pick something else, this one here possibly. And then you open your taper window, and you can choose the taper at the beginning and the end. And then if you want it to be a certain size, like sometimes I'll change it and I only want 1 or even 2 rotations in there. So let me plus this up. There we go. So now it's going to have 2 in the middle and then a little bit at either end, sort of like what I did in the one on the left here. And you can save it into the machine, or you can open your adjust window and you'll see what's in there, your favorite stitch. So you could save this just like it is as your favorite stitch, which is kind of nice, and you don't have to keep going back. That's how I did some of these. I made them and then I just toggled between them as I was stitching them. There we go. All right, so that's the tapering. Let me close this. After tapering, we have the lettering. And then at the very end, we have our t-shirt. But before we go there, I'm going to go back to our straight stitches here, or our utility, and cover a few things across the top. This here is your pivot feature. So when I select it, it will stop with the needle down and it'll bring the foot up. You can also change how far up it goes in your set mode over here. And then this is where you would turn on your AccuFeed. And when I turn it on, you'll see right here, it shows the AD foot for AccuFeed. And it will only, you can see some stitches are grayed out. It's only going to let me use certain stitches with that. So those are the ones across the top. Sometimes there's more, like when you go into decorative stitches, you have a few more up at the top. And then the last one I'm going to go over right here is your sewing applications. We affectionately call this the t-shirt, but they've said you really should call it what it is. It's sewing applications, and it is the sewer's helper. So if you are going to do a rolled hem, you could choose rolled hem here. It gives you the 3 different versions, one with a straight stitch, a zigzag, and whether you're going to use the 4 or 6 millimeter one in there. You can page through if you're doing blind hem. That's very helpful. In here, you can use your button sewing on. If you do a lot of applique, you want to come in here, and it has 2 pages of applique stitches, whether you want the zigzag or the blanket stitch types here. And sometimes I use one of the decorative stitches as well. But I want to show you a feature in here. When I'm stitching this, I'm going to open my adjust window. You can change the bite of this. That's the part that goes here. You can change the length in between, tension, and this one right here will move the stitch in the stitch window. So if I put my foot down next to my fabric and I find out, oh, I'm too far away, I can just open this up and this will move it over for me. Very, very handy. And then I'm going to close that. And if I'm coming to a corner, I'm going to stitch to my corner. I'll touch the begin again, turn the corner, and it'll start the stitch with that bite going in the right direction for me. Very handy in here. One more thing well, 2 more things I'm going to go in here. This is patchwork. We do have under decorative stitches, we do have a quilting stitch for 1/4 inch. And in here, we also have some a 1/4 inch stitch here. But the one in here, this is for memorized piecing. So if you're sewing a lot of 3-inch blocks over and over, a big stack of them are 2.5-inch blocks, all you need to do is sew your first one and from beginning to end, and then it'll give you a little window, keep this one or change. And if it's this right length of seam, you say you're going to keep it, then you can unplug your foot control, make sure your needle is down. You can put your next one in, push your start stop button. It'll sew that seam length and stop, and the foot will come up. You put your next one in, hit your start stop. It really makes it work through. You have to get kind of used to it to get it set, but this is really fun and makes your sewing day go a little quicker. And then over here, this is our quilting, our variable zigzag and ruler work tab. And I did say ruler work. You can do ruler work on this machine. That's an optional foot that you would get, and you would open up your ruler work section here. Again, it shows you the foot, tells you to lower the feed dogs. I'm just going to go back a page. There we go. And then here's the variable zigzag setup. There's some other ones in here, the sculpture stitch, the hand look stitch. I think Miriam just did a little demo on this on our Facebook page with how to set up for, it looks like a shashiko stitch on this part. And then if you're doing free motion, you would click in here. It tells you to make sure you have the proper foot and to lower the feed dogs. So I would lower the feed dogs on the side here, just pull it forward. Now they're down. And then I have options up here. These are with the hopping foot. And then if I use this one, it shows that little QCQO foot, the one I pointed out in the beginning. It's tiny. Looks like that. It's kind of hard to see these. Let me see if I put it in front of the blue, will it show up a little bit? It's hard to show a clear foot. It's a little tiny thing. And it comes down and it just skims your quilt like this. It doesn't hop. It's not annoying that way. Sometimes that's annoying to people. It just skims the top of your quilt. This one actually goes on the back of your ankle first and then puts the front part in where you would put your snap-on feet. So I can easily switch out, and I'll show you this really quick. I gotta look at my time. Oh, I'm doing okay. I push the button in the back here. It dropped my foot off. I can pull the A foot out. I'm going to take the little closed toe foot here. Oops, pop it up on the back. There's a little slot for it. Slide it up there. Of course, when I do this by myself, it goes really quick, but on camera, it's on the back. I just pull it up to the front and it's ready to go. And now I'm ready to free motion. If I wanted to use the straight stitch plate, of course, I could switch to my straight stitch plate. So a lot of features packed into our Skyline 7. when this one first came on the market, it was sort of like, I always have the combination embroidery sewing machine, but this is a great side machine to have. It's 24 pounds. You can take it easily to a retreat. Comes with all the really great things that you want to start with. If I'm done with that, I'm going to go back to my utility stitches. It shows a PDH foot because my feed dogs are down. If I push that lever back, it puts the feed dogs back up. I know they're up because the A foot is in there. And now I can just use my A foot or any of my snap-on feet with that. All right, I think I've shown everything. I'm going to double check my little samples over here. Yeah, I think I did. All right, so I'm going to go back. Let me see what time it is. I'm going to go back to Blaine and see if there's any questions or anything he'd like me to show that maybe I didn't show. I could do it this time.
So thanks, Ann. That was great. If anybody's got any questions about any of the two machines that she demoed, go ahead and put them in the chat right now, and we'll get where she can answer them for you. I know that a lot of times you answer a lot of questions just through the demo. So
Yeah.
Cindy said, so you could create your own free motion designs too.
Well, you can create decorative stitches, not a free motion design. You can set, if you're going to free motion, you can set your tension and all of that and save it as a favorite stitch. So every time you go there, your settings are in the machine already. So you just have to put your fabric on, put your foot on, lower your feed dogs, and go to your free motion. And this machine has the standard 10-gram bobbin case in it. And I free motioned on this earlier, and I usually just use the one that's in there. We do have another low tension bobbin case that people like as well. But I always tell people, give this a try and see how it works. Everybody uses different threads and has a different feel for it. So your free motion, you might not need the other case. You can do it all right with one. I didn't mention, I don't think, the speed of this machine. This machine, the 7 goes 1,060 stitches per minute. So if you like speed, this is the one for you. If you maybe like to go a little slower, you want to be over here. Let me see, was there anything else?
I think Roger's looking right now to see if there's any more questions.
Yeah. There's also, if I'm okay and mentioning optional feet, we do have a HP foot and plate, which is our high performance foot and plate that people love for piecing. You can get that for your S7. You would have to check with Blaine for accessories, and he can hook you up with that kind of stuff. So that's something people ask about too. Somebody said a nifty little machine. I know these are great. I mean, they're not so little, but they have a lot of space in them. The lighting is great, and the 7 is only four more pounds. These are easy to take to a retreat, and then you don't have to take everybody. We have our big embroidery machine. You don't really want to cart that around. This has all those kind of things. And if you have other Janomes that are like the CM17, that's a 9mm machine. Your S7 is 9mm. The feet will fit back and forth on that. Most of the feet will fit on there. Okay.
All right, fantastic. Anybody got anything else they want to ask Ann before we let her get out of here? Go ahead and put it in the chat right now so Roger can get it on the screen for us.
Yep,
all right.
the
clear. Oh, you got it. Okay.
Yeah, the clear table does come with it, with both machines. It comes in the packaging with both machines, which this is great. They don't always put that in. And this is one of my preferable tables. I really like it. It does have a little slot back here. There's a seam guide you can get as well. All right, I think that's everything. Someone mentioned something about ruler work, I think, at one time, but that's an optional foot. But we do have the setting on the machine, which is kind of handy on there. Okay.
Perfect. All right, Ann. Well, hey, thank you for coming on the show. Great job. As always, those Skylines are just, those are big sellers. The whole series are, there's a reason for it, and you just showed it. So thank you so much for coming on. Hopefully we'll get to see you again real soon.
Yeah, I hope so. Have me back. I'd love to come.
All right. Thanks, Ann.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, everybody. This was the Skyline Series, and we're going to highlight 4 of them today. She only showed 2, but we're going to highlight 4. So the very first one we're going to put up there is called the S3. I think that's the one Roger's got up there. It sure is. Again, it sells for $11.99. And what I want to do with this is I got a call-in special on it. So if you are interested in this, give us a call, 888-571-2171. And Lacey is going to be taking your calls today, and just, let Lacey know what you're wanting to know about this, and she can tell you. But the easiest way to do it is just go to sewists.com, and in the search bar, just type in Skyline S3, and it should pull it up, and you can read all the things about it that you want to look at. And because I know sometimes when you got a couple machines you're looking at, it's easier just to kind of read along and see those machines. But again, it is a call-in special on it today. Normal price is $11.99. If you want to get that special, you got to give us a call. So get on those phones and right now and give Lacey a call. All right, the next one we have on special today is the S6. Now the S6 is $19.99. Call-in special on it as well. Again, if you want to go to siistore.com. In that search bar, you can type in Skyline S6 and it'll bring it up. As a matter of fact, you could probably just type in Janome Skyline and it'll bring all of them up if you want to do that, and then you can compare. The very next one that we have on special today is the S7, and this is the anniversary edition. It is $29.99. And again, call-in special, 888-571-2171. You can call Lacey and make an order for that. But you have to call in. You can go to the website to check out all the specs and things, but you have to call in to get that special price. And then the last one we're going to show is that S9. And this one has all the bells and whistles. And I tell you, that sewing and embroidery, great machine, $39.99. And if any of y'all out there have any of these 4 machines, chime in the chat right now and tell us how much you love them. And because I know these machines, all 4 of them are just great machines. And Jana's saying it's hard to choose. It is, Jana. It just kind of depends on what you're looking for. But again, I would highly recommend y'all, just go to the siistore.com. In the search bar, just type in Janome Skyline. It'll bring all 4 machines up, and you can click on them and just kind of go in and read and see if they have the features that you're looking for. And then you can kind of compare them. That way it makes you a really good, easy choice for you. We do have financing available today as well. So if you need to get something financed, we have financing so when you call in and talk to Lacey, just ask her about the financing. And, we 4 great models, Roger. So can't beat that. I think it's Roger. I think it's time to give something away.
I think so too.
So, man, Ann is so good. She's been doing, Janome for 16 years. She's been with Janome, and I've actually worked with Ann many times, and she's always just so knowledgeable. It amazes me how some of these educators, they know so much about so many different models of machines.
You can tell too from her presentation, she's very passionate about the machine.
Oh yeah. So it's always a pleasure working with her, and I'm so happy that she came on the show today. But all right, so today, Roger, not only are we going to give some stuff away, but we're also going to draw for our 8th finalist for the SWF 7 needle that we're giving away.
Only 2 more spots left.
That's right. So somebody out there in the Stitch Nation is going to get a chance to get into the final drawing. And so how it's going to work, all you have to do is just make comments, ask questions in the chat, and it'll actually enter you into the giveaway. And so what's going to happen, we're going to pick that 8th finalist, and then next week on the Mighty Hoop show, we're the very first of the show, we'll probably somewhere in there, we're going to pick our 9th finalists, and then at the end of the show, we're going to give the machine away. And not only are they going to get that machine, Roger, Mighty Hoops is throwing in a bundle set to go with it.
So generous of them. Thank you.
Yeah. And we're going to have specials on Mighty Hoops next week too, so they can get any. If you don't win, you can still participate and get a special on some good prices on it.
We've got special too going out today. Same special as last week for Mighty Hoops. So if you're not subscribed yet, please sign up for our newsletter.
Yes, make sure y'all subscribe. All right, so the first thing we're going to give away today, we're going to give away one of our Crazy Sewing Lady vests. These have been really popular, and I actually got a picture sent to me from one of the winners last week. They had a picture made with their vest. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
So this is Dawn Chase with Creative Applique. She's the one that graciously donated this design to us. We could stitch out and give away. And it is pretty cool. I really like the look of this. So we're going to do the, well, no, you know what? Let's do this. And then we're going to do a tote bag, and then we'll do a jacket. So let's go ahead and give the vest away. So Roger, you got that wheel ready to spin?
Yes. I'm getting it up right now.
All right. Well, let's spin that wheel.
All right. Let's see. Good luck, everybody. And the winner of the vest is Dawn Gilbert. Congratulations, Dawn.
Hey, Dawn. So, Dawn, how you're going to claim that prize is you're going to go to your computer and send us an email to info at stitchitintl.com. And basically, you're just going to let us know all your shipping address, your phone number, all that good stuff, your full name, and then let us know what size of vest you need. So these vests, just so everybody knows, they're women's sizes. Now I do have men's if there's any men that win, but these are women's sizes, and they go from small to XXX. So just let us know, Dawn, what size you want, and we'll get that thing embroidered up and get it out to you. All right, next up, we are going to give away one of the tote bags, Roger. Now, these are really cool, too. Got the big Crazy Sewing Lady logo right there on the front of it. So, Roger, spin that wheel.
And spinning. Good luck.
I got some new colors of tote bags, too, Roger, we're going to unveil.
Ooh. Joe Allen, congratulations.
Joe Allen up in Nebraska. So congratulations, Joe. So, Joe, you know the drill. To claim that prize, we need you to send an email to info@stitchitintl.com. And basically just let us know which we know your full name, but give us all your name on there, your address, phone number, all that good stuff, and then make sure, most importantly, put that size of that, or you don't need a size for a tote bag. Never mind. So yeah, just let us know you won the tote bag, and we'll get that out to you. All right, Roger. Next up is going to be one of our jackets. There we go. It's just like the vest. It's one of those puffy jackets, but it's got the full sleeves on it. So Roger, spin that wheel.
And spinning. It's very cold here today in San Diego. I definitely need a puffy jacket just like that.
Guess what? It's 70 here today.
Ooh, that's pretty
warm. Not yet. Oh, it was nice. So fancy.
So fancy. Congratulations.
I like that.
So
instead of it's so fancy, it's so fancy.
I like that play.
Cool. Yeah, I do too. That's kind of cool. So, all right. So Francie, to claim that prize, you need to send us an email to info@stitchitintl.com and full name, phone number, shipping address, and most importantly, tell us what size of that jacket you want. It's from small to XXX in women's sizes, and let us know that. We'll get it embroidered up and get it out to you. All right, next up, Roger, we are going to draw our 8th finalist for this SWF 7-needle embroidery machine giveaway, along with the Mighty Hoops bundle. You can see all the names we've already got on there. So, Roger, spin that wheel.
Spinning. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, I want to say good luck to everybody because this is a big deal right here.
Yes.
This is a big prize.
Oh, I think we got a repeat.
Yeah, so this is, she loved her Isuzu. You remember that?
Yes.
Is she already on the finalist list?
Yes, I believe so. Let me make
Look
sure.
at the final list real quick. Can't be on
let's
there twice.
Let's put there. Yes, she's number 3. So
Okay, so she's already already drawn to be the finalist. So we got to draw again.
Okay. Good luck, everybody.
Here we go.
Soy Suzu, that's pretty good luck. I'd go to the casino.
Cindy
King.
So congratulations, Cindy King. She is a finalist for the SWF 7 needle giveaway. And so, Cindy, what we need you to do to claim that spot, just go ahead and send us an email to info@stitchitintl.com. And just, again, give us your full name, shipping address, phone number, all that good stuff. And that way you're locked in. And then, Roger, next week we get to draw out that 9th finalist. And then I'm going to put all 9 names in a hat and draw them out live on air.
Very exciting.
That's simple.
I wish I could win that machine.
Yeah, it would be cool. I think I would like to do that. I love embroidery. I like embroidery so much. You know, it's like, and you don't realize how much stuff you wear all the time that has embroidery on it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, really, there's so many things, and
hats and
oh my gosh, you know, hats and jackets, and
oh yeah.
I mean, I was looking the other night in my closet. I've got so many of those golf pullovers, you know, like windbreaker things.
Yeah.
All have logos and stuff on them, and I've just got so much stuff that's got embroidery on it. It's crazy.
It's a great
and I think I remember showing people before. I may have to bring it back in and show people. I've got a bomber jacket that has one of my radio control airplanes on the back of it that a guy did for me with an SWF, believe it or not, years ago. And it's this big. The design is that big. What he did is he went and found a picture of my plane actually in a hover, and he digitized it and put it on a stitched down jacket. And I forgot how many. It was like over 1 million stitches. It's insane, but it is beautiful how good the embroidery job is. And he gave that to me as a present.
Was that on leather too?
It was leather. Yeah.
Yes, that's
because you can't. A lot of embroidery machines won't embroidery good on a leather. The SWF just, I mean, it's a workhorse. I mean, that thing just. But I forgot how long it took. I think it stitched for. I forgot because he did a front too. He did the front chest, same logo, and then he did a big one on the back. I thought he told me it was like 16 hours of stitching or 2 days or something. It was crazy how long it took. I was like, man, I can't believe he tied up his machine because he was in an embroidery business.
Yeah, it was definitely impressive. I remember looking at the stitches and how clean everything was placed. It reminded me of my dad's military jackets because they're all embroidered as well. And it looked very good, very professional.
Yeah, I have to bring that in, and I'll have to bring it in and show everybody again. It's just, especially, starting March, it's embroidery month. And and that's the other thing I wanted to talk about, Roger, before everybody gets out of here.
Okay.
So March is embroidery month for us. So what I would love for everybody to do is send us a picture of something you've embroidered that I want you to wear. I want you to put it on, show off your embroidery job on some kind of garment, and send us a picture, and we want to highlight it on the show starting in March and be part of our embroidery month. So everybody send your pictures to info@stitchitintl.com, and we'll get those all in for the show. But I'd love to see everybody's, embroidery. So it's got to be a garment. Doesn't care if it's pants, hats, shirts, jackets, whatever it wants to be, but send us something that you've done and show it off.
Jill said, let's do a contest too.
Let's do a contest too, Blaine. Huh. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, we didn't even think about that.
I'm just trying to think how we could
We'll think about it. Yeah, we'll see how we
Yeah,
do
I'm trying to wait. Oh, Joanne's saying we'd love to see your jacket, Blaine. All right, deal. I'm bringing my bomber jacket in, or not next week, but the week after, starting March, and for the show, because it's called Hoop and Stitch. The whole month is Hoop and Stitch event, and so I'll bring that in. But let's think about the contest. All right, guys, give us a little while to figure the contest out. Go ahead, and we'll launch that in March. We'll do a contest too in March.
Okay.
But you have to submit your garments. But we got to figure out how to do it, Roger. How they can submit their pictures in. Is there a different way that we need to do other than the email? Because we used to do it differently, but I can't remember how we did it.
I'll look into that. I can't remember either.
Yeah, let's look into it. We may have a completely different way that you're going to submit your pictures instead of emailing it to us, but we'll let you know next week on the show. But go ahead, if you haven't got something done yet, go ahead and do something before March and have that ready. But if you already got something done, you're good. But we want to see what you have and submit it, and it'll be fun. So, all right, everybody. Anyway, next week's show, we got Mighty Hoops coming in. Y'all don't want to miss it. Great show. And again, we're going to draw that 9th finalist. And so one of y'all from the Stitch Nation is going to win that great machine. And, we still have that one spot left. So you'll have a chance next week to get, be in that finalist, one of the 9. So anyway, thank y'all so much for joining our show. Please make sure you go like and share our videos from Facebook. Go, subscribe to our YouTube channel. All those things really help us, and it helps support the channel. And again, I tell y'all, thank y'all for your help. We sure do appreciate you helping us build this. It's slow going, but hey, we're going to get there, and we're just going to keep growing it and keep getting the prizes better and better. And so we hope that y'all will come along. And Roger, got anything to add?
No. Well, thank you all for joining us every week. We appreciate it. We see all the names there, and it really warms our hearts for you to join us. So thank you so much.
Yeah, we need the help though, because we still don't have. We got to build this Stitch Nation, and I know there's a bunch more people out there, so we just got to find them, and we need your help. So, Roger, hope you have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. Hope everybody out there has a great rest of their day, great weekend, and we'll see y'all next Wednesday, 10 a.m. Central Time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.